right, here we go. Okay, so we are going to sit on our mats. McKenna, can you sit on your mat? We're gonna sit on our mats and we are going to find our Sukhasana, our cross-legged position. Our backs are straight, our bellies are drawn in, and I want you just to open up your palms, connect your fingers, your index finger and your thumb, close your eyes, find your sit bones underneath you, starting in a comfortable seated position. And we're going to find our breath. First, just starting with our breath. Hold on. So taking a big breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. It looks like somebody is sharing their screen. Dayanara, are you sharing your screen with everyone? Can you unshare your screen? Let me see if I can unshare your screen. No, I can't. So I mentioned that word gratitude in the beginning of our practice. And I want you to just do with your eyes closed and sitting quietly on your mat. I want you to just check into what you're grateful for this morning, this Wednesday morning, this unusual, different type of a Wednesday morning. But still checking into the gratitude to be able to practice yoga and move your body and be healthy and strong, to be able to connect to your classmates, your family. And take 3 more big breaths as you fill your belly, fill your lungs with that inhale. And on your exhale, bring a big exhale out, just a cleansing exhale, where it makes a sound and you feel the effort. And we'll go 2 more just like that. Great job. Let's open up our eyes. We're having a seat on our mat. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move into our familiar child's pose. We're gonna bring our big toes together. We're gonna have a seat and sit back into our heels, drop our head, arms are straight. And in this child pose, we're just gonna release our back, release our hips, and breathe. Now from that child's pose, we're gonna sweep around. McKenna, we're gonna go towards the couch. We're gonna reach around and circle around, moving and opening up through those hips and glutes and just bringing a circle. Inhaling and exhaling, reaching around. One direction, our arms stay straight. And then we're gonna go the other direction, inhaling and exhaling and just maybe getting some snap, crackle, and pops in our knees and our hips. And we have 1 more that direction. And we breathe. Good, this time we're gonna go our cat in the wheel. We're gonna go back from our child's pose and we're gonna drop our elbows to the ground. We're gonna move ourselves forward. We're gonna come up into a big high cat back and then sit back into our child's pose. So we're going into a circle here, forward and back. And you can't do it wrong. You're just gonna get a little bit of movement from your child's pose, circling forward and back. And we'll do 1 more like that. Good. This time we're gonna push up into our downward facing dog. We're gonna wake it up right away, lift our hips, lower our head, and start to walk our dog. Dropping our feet 1 at a time, bending our knees, breathing. From this downward facing dog, we're gonna move it into a plank pose. So we're gonna find our strong plank pose. Pulling up from our belly, keeping our bottom flat, breathing. Then we're gonna drop our knees and we're gonna drop our chest and chin all the way down to the ground and then turn our feet and come up into a cobra. looking up, lifting up, breathing, and then moving ourselves back into that familiar downward dog. Hips are high, head is low, and then let's walk it out again. Let's walk out that dog, bend the knees one at a time, breathe. Finding your plank pose. Dropping down to our Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, chin. Turn your toes, lift up into your cobra, look up, and then find your downward facing dog. Lift up, hips high, head low. Bring your feet together, staying in your downward facing dog. And then pick up your left foot. And pick it up as high as you can and bend the knee. Keep both arms straight. And let's do some flying pigeons to wake it up. Let's come into a plank pose and bring our knee into our chest. And then kick it up high into a downward dog. And we'll just do 4 of those. So we have plank, knee comes into chest, kick it up high, and we have 2 more. Plank, knee comes into chest, kick it up high, and 1 more. Plank, knee is lifted into chest, kick it up high. This time we're gonna step through the hands with that left foot. Good, so we've got that left foot forward and that right foot back. And then we're just gonna tap that knee. Let's tap that knee a little bit, dropping down and up, that back knee, tapping it. How's that feel, McKenna?
Feels good.
Feels good. And we're breathing, just waking up those hips. And then let's drop that knee all the way down. Let's turn the toes as well, so our toenails are on the ground. And then let's come up and clasp our hands and extend our index fingers. And then reach up and look up and stretch that hip flexor. Reaching, looking up, breathing. Ooh, that takes a little bit of balance, doesn't it, McKenna?
Yeah.
You guys feeling that big stretch from our warm-up? Do you remember doing this in our class every day? Kapiasana, right? We're gonna take our hands on either side of our foot and we're gonna shift backwards and just say good morning to our hamstring. Feel that hamstring? Breathing. And then let's move ourselves back into that big hip flexor stretch. Clasp again, 1 more time. Look up, reach up, find your balance. Arms are straight, big long line from the floor up through those fingertips. Good job. That takes some balance, huh? You know why, honey? Your legs are too far apart. Yeah, you're gonna bring that front foot in a little bit and then shift backwards. Shift backwards into your hamstring stretch. Good work. All right, we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna take our hands on either side of our front foot. We're gonna tuck our back foot and pick back up that leg. So now we're in our low lunge. And then we're gonna come and we're gonna step forward and find pyramid pose. So both hands are on either side of the foot. We're stepped forward a little bit so our legs aren't too far apart. That looks good, McKenna. And we've got pyramid pose. Now let's step forward with our foot so it's right next to our other foot and find our half back flat Ardha Uttanasana. And then come all the way into forward fold and reach up over our head to Tadasana. How are we doing? Are we doing good? All right, we're gonna step backwards into our down dog in just a little bit. Let's reach up, let's dive down. Come halfway up, flat back. Come all the way in, step back to your plank pose. Step back to your plank pose. Find that strong plank. Pull your belly up and then shift back into downward facing dog. Heads in between arms, legs are straight. Let's walk those feet together. Now we're gonna lift up our other leg. So it's gonna be my right leg this time. So if you wanna just remember what leg you were on, we're gonna lift it and reach it off the ground. And we're gonna do those flying pigeons 4 times. So in our plank, we pull our knee into our chest. And in our down dog, we kick it up. And in our plank, we pull our knee in, and down dog, we kick it up. And let's go 2 more like that. Nice and strong and straight. And lift. 1 more. Good. This time, this leg is going to come through our hands. We're going to find that low lunge and breathe and just release. Release that big hip flexor. Big breaths. Feels good. I've been sitting too much. Too many Zoom meetings and working on the computer and watching movies with the kids. Oh my goodness, so much sitting. So this is that sitting muscle, that hip flexor. So it's so nice to just lengthen it. Have a nice long stretch here. Let's add to it. Let's just tap that knee, that back leg. Just tap that knee towards the ground. Tap and lift and tap. Good job. And lift. We're going to drop it all the way down. So tap it all the way down. Turn your toenails down and then pick the arms up. Clasp the fingers. Extend the index fingers. Look up. Kapi Asana. Reach to the ceiling. Lengthening that hip flexor. Breathing. Looking up. Maybe some of you have a back extension and you can really arch that back. And then we're going to move into our hamstring stretch, right? Just like what we did on the other side. Just waking up those muscles for a stormy, cloudy, rainy Wednesday morning. Finding that hamstring stretch. Let's go back into that hip flexor. We need to get it 2 times this morning, okay? Look up, reach up, breathe. Big breaths in. Feeling that breath go all the way down to the belly if you can. Inhale through your nose. Bring that big breath in. Great job, you guys. Let's come on either side of the front foot. Let's find that lunge again. That nice deep lunge. We got that. We're going to move from that into our pyramid pose. So we just take a kind of a big step in. We have both legs straight. Our arms are on either side of our front foot. And we're going to breathe, just finding that pyramid stretch. Now take that back foot, step forward. We're going to come halfway up, all the way in. Arms come up, and we find our Tadasana. Good job. So that was just a little warm-up sequence. I hope you guys feel like you're kind of loose, kind of warm. Let's go through and do a Surya Namaskar B, the long one, okay? You guys ready for it? Here we go. We're going to start with our Utkatasana, okay? Utkatasana is our chair pose. So starting in our Tadasana, we're going to have a seat. Let's reach our arms towards the floor, and then let's reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Sit back into those hips and heels. Relax those shoulders. You guys look great. Extend those arms, straighten those legs, come all the way down. Good. Step backwards into your plank pose. And then let's drop knees, chest, chin. Find cobra. Move into your downward facing dog. Hips high, head low. Your right leg is going to be your back leg, so step it forward. Your left leg comes through your hands, and we're finding warrior 1. So let's find a nice strong, that looks great, McKenna. Nice strong warrior 1. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight. Let's try to move those shoulders and hips forward towards the front. Excellent. Let's come down into that low lunge. Let's move into our plank, to our knees, chest, chin. Lift up into cobra. Downward facing dog. Hips high, head low. Now our left leg is our back leg, so we're going to step forward into the right foot, and then we're going to come up into warrior 1. Front leg is bent, turning towards, I need to open up my back leg a little bit so I can move that back hip forward. Both arms face forward. Bend that front knee. Good job, you guys. Come down with those hands on either side of your front foot. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, chin, cobra, downward facing dog, hips high, head low. We're gonna take 3 breaths. I'm gonna come out of downward dog. We're gonna take, you stay in downward dog. We're gonna take 3 breaths in downward facing dog, okay? I wanna see those downward facing dogs. Firm up those quadriceps, kind of lift up those kneecaps, and that's gonna help you release those hamstrings. Even out the weight underneath each arm and shoulder. Arms are straight, elbows are straight. Bring that big breath in. You guys look great. One more big breath. Great, we're gonna bring feet to hands. If you wanna do a little jump or a little float, you can do that, or you can step forward, come halfway up, come all the way in. Let's have a seat and find our chair, and then come up to Tadasana. Good job, do you like that? Yeah, that was the B series, that's the longer one. Let's do it one more time, you guys. Chair pose, have a seat. Forward fold, halfway up, all the way in. Find your plank pose. We'll go through a little faster. Knees, chest, chin, cobra, downward facing dog. Warrior one, step forward with the back foot, bring the front foot all the way up. Warrior one, come down into your lunge. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, chin, cobra, downward facing dog, hips high. Step forward with your other foot, warrior one, breathe. Find your Ashtanga Namaskar, find that low lunge first, knees, chest, chin, cobra, downward facing dog, you got it. Here we are with our downward facing dog. 3 breaths, stay in your downward dog. Press that chest towards your legs, hips are nice and high. Open up those fingers. Find that big breath. You guys look beautiful. Good job. Remembering that yin yang of downward dog. You're contracting the muscles in your quads. You're releasing the muscles in your hamstrings. You're resting, yet you're working. Breathe. Bring your feet to your hands. Come halfway up. Come all the way in. Have a seat and chair to Tadasana. Great job. We've got one more. If you have a chaturanga in your practice and you want to go into chaturanga to upward dog, feel free to add that in. We have one more of our B series together. You ready? Here we go. Tadasana. Have a seat and chair. And reach. Forward fold. Halfway up. All the way in. Maybe to a chaturanga. Maybe an upward dog. To a downward dog. Warrior one. Step forward and bring that front leg all the way up. Get back into our vinyasa. Maybe it's a chaturanga, to an upward dog, to a downward dog. Other leg steps forward. Big breath, starting to warm up, feeling that heat. Back into our vinyasa. Remember, you can always do your Ashtanga Namaskar to your cobra, to your downward dog. It all gets us to downward dog. And we take our big downward dog breaths. Work and rest, release and contract, inhale and exhale, enjoying that downward dog, finding that discipline to hold the downward dog, remembering that child's pose isn't far away. You can always drop to those knees and find your child's pose if you need to. That looks great. I'm gonna do one with you. One nice, long, slow breath with you. We're gonna bring our feet to our hands. If we're gonna jump up, we wanna float. Halfway up, all the way in, have a seat to Tadasana. Yay, good job. Good job, everybody. We got those sun salutations in. Did that feel good? Thumbs up. All right, so hey, let's do some standing balance. Let's find a little balance in a time where everything feels out of balance. Let's just go in, let's check into our standing tree pose. Vrikshasana, we're gonna go below our knee or above our knee, right? We're gonna anchor and root into that straight leg that we're balancing on. Standing tall and straight, belly drawn in, back straight, finding and checking into that breath, balancing, holding. If you want a little more of a stretch, we can take that leg that's up and we can move it into almost like a figure four. And even maybe holding it with one hand and kind of pressing down backwards with that knee, balancing, getting a little deeper into those hips, right? Good job. Let's bring it back to the floor. Let's find our Tadasana. Let's regroup, look around, get ready to do the other side. So we decide if we want our foot to have a little kickstand. It can be down here. We can be working on our balance here. We can work on our balance here. We can work on our balance here. Not right at the knee. We don't want to push into that knee joint. Depending on how slippery those pants are, you might even need to just kind of hold your leg up there to just kind of give yourself a little bit of support. But we focus in on our balance, using a spot in front of you to keep you focused on that laser beam focus, maintaining that one-legged balance in tree pose. Maybe we want to kind of get a little more into that hip and come across a little higher, bringing that foot up towards the hip and then trying to press and move that knee down towards the ground and back. Feeling that opening up, that hip. Still maintaining balance, still on one leg, belly drawn in, back straight, shoulders relaxed, tree pose. Great job, great work. We're gonna come out of that, look around, regroup. So we did our Warrior One already. Let's go into our Tula Dandasana or our Warrior Three. So we're gonna step forward. So since we're using yoga mats here, we're gonna step to the back of our mat so we can step forward. But this one we've done in class quite a few times. This is the one, let me show it to you first. We're gonna step forward and find our standing balance. And then we're gonna bring our leg up, our back leg up, and we're gonna reach our arms forward. We're gonna try to create a capital T shape. And to get out of it, all we have to do is just kind of pivot out and bring that foot right next to the other foot, okay? So let's go, we'll go 2 times on each side. You ready, McKenna? So we're gonna step forward with our right foot. We're gonna pick up our left leg and reach our arms forward and try to lift up our leg, lift up our arms to the height of our back and our hips. So we're creating a capital T, balancing on that one leg, maintaining that, and then coming into our mountain pose. Mountain pose is our regroup, release, right? All right, shake it out. Let's do it again. I'm gonna step back a little bit. Now I'm gonna step forward with my other leg. My left leg's gonna step forward. That's gonna be the balance leg. And then we're gonna come and we're gonna lift up and reach up. And we wanna keep lifting that leg so that we turn that glute on, arms are straight, reaching, breathing. And then we're gonna come back to our Tadasana and regroup. Now, if we wanted to make that more challenging, we could do that mudra where we connect and we reach with our fingers forward, and then we can have our arms on either side of our head like that in our Warrior Three, okay? So either field goal arms or connect those arms and see if you can have that little more narrow stance. So one more time with that, okay?